Hello, everyone. I am so excited for this episode of Plug Into Devin. We've got with us Meaghan Miller, who is running for the Utah House District 54 seat up in Park City. And she is also the executive director of EATS, a great nonprofit organization based in Park City. So stick around. You don't want to miss this episode. Meaghan, welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me. I'm excited to be here.
Well, we're thrilled to have you and appreciate you taking the time. What do you want to talk about today?
Well, I think it's most important to talk about why I'm running for office right now. Let's get the conversation started.
Okay, so why are you running for the House?
Congress. Maybe one day. Right now I'm running for State House of Representatives. I grew up in Utah Utah's all I can remember. And I've never seen myself represented in our leadership. And it dawned on me one day that instead of waiting to see someone who looks like me with my value set, with my beliefs, that it was time for me personally to get in and be the voice that I felt was lacking. And it came so close in 2018. And what that told me is that other people also didn't feel seen and heard in our state legislature.
Yeah, I'm sure that's the case. So when you think about people like you and your values, tell us a little bit more about what those are. Who do you wish to represent?
I wish to represent Wasatch Back residents who are progressive. And when I say progressive, I don't mean national media progressive, but progressive in family values, in working families. In a lot of families these days, it's not just one household member that's working, it's both parents. In my case, parents, because my husband and I have 2 kids. A lot of young families, both mom and dad, work, and our state really isn't set up for that type of system to thrive, but we don't have a choice. We are not able to make it work with just one person working. The other part, when I say values, is believing that all humans matter, that all people matter. And I have seen a lot of legislation come out of our state which claims to be so family-centered and so values-driven, that is really only values-driven if you believe in a certain set of values. And so my values are more welcoming all people, making sure that all people have the basic resources that they need for a healthy life. I'm very supportive of the Medicaid expansion and maintaining that Medicaid expansion, because access to healthcare creates healthy communities, which creates self-reliant communities, which decreases the need for the social services that seem to be such a controversial issue in our state.
Well, those are all great issues and great reasons to run. As you think about this Black Lives Matter moment, how are you leaning into that as a candidate for the House?
Well, if you do what you've always done, you're going to get what you've always gotten. I'm a cis white woman. I am obviously not the most radical change that we could see, but I'm willing to listen. I'm willing to hear perspectives that are not my own. And I'm willing to recognize that people's lived experience is not going to match mine, but it's just as valuable. And I can use my voice and I can use my privilege to elevate those voices so that more people begin to see themselves represented in the legislature. My ideal goal is to really build the bench in the Wasatch Back, and at one point have a leader for Wasatch Back communities that doesn't look like me, but that we still have the same set of values.
Excellent. It is a challenging time to figure out how to elevate voices of color. How are you trying to do that in your work?
In my professional work, EATS is listening. We went quiet for a week so that we wouldn't be adding to the noise on social media. We use a lot of social media. We are looking to highlight lived experience from people of color and really drive the conversation around food. As a food-focused nonprofit, the bulk of our social equity work is around food justice. Real good quality food shouldn't be a luxury. Everyone should have access to that. Your socioeconomic status should not mean that you have access to poor quality calories that set you up for diabetes and hypertension when you already struggle to access the medical system. You know, Whole Foods is going to hate me, but Whole Foods should be for everyone. Whole Foods shouldn't be for the select few. And connection to our food is really important. And I think one of the big things is with our vulnerable communities, there's a lot of assumption that they don't even know how to eat well, that they don't know how to eat healthily. And I can tell you that that's wrong. Our vulnerable communities don't have access to healthy whole foods. And so that's the work that Eats is doing right now, is how do we make healthy whole foods accessible to everyone, regardless of their socioeconomic status.
Oh, great message. Now, Meaghan, before we wrap up, one key question is, what is your superpower?
If I had one, or just my general superpower?
Your general superpower.
I am strangely intuitive. I have a tendency to know the direction to go and the right thing to do. I'm going to go with, I'm a mom. That's my superpower.
That's great. That's great. Well, listen, thank you very much for being with us today. Before you go, tell people how they can learn more about your campaign.
You can go to my website, votemiller54.com, or you can follow me on Facebook or Instagram, votemiller54, or just text or email me. I'm starting to do some small meetups. I have a great backyard that allows for social distance. So if we have 5 to 8 people, that's perfect number to fit in my backyard. And I'm going to be starting to offer those regularly. So if you want to come to Midway and sit in a backyard and enjoy some sunshine and some getting to know you, that will be available soon.
Fantastic. Well, Meaghan, thank you very much for taking the time to be with us. We wish you every success in your campaign and with your efforts to make food more accessible and to make our government more representative.
Well, thank you so much for having me. It was a pleasure.
All righty. Let's do some good.
I'm Devin Thorpe. For the last 8 years, I've been working full-time to eradicate extreme poverty, improve global health, and fight climate change. I've concluded that the best way for me to continue my work is to run for Congress to represent the people of Utah's 3rd District. In Utah, we have common shared values. Those things unite us. I believe passionately in our ability to come together, and I believe that working together, we can solve Utah's problems. I'm Devin Thorpe. I'm a Democrat. I'm running to represent the people of Utah's 3rd District.
I'm Devin Thorpe, a candidate for Congress, and I approve this message.